Testing, testing. Can y'all hear me? I don't know why my picture is not popping up on here for some reason. Hold on. How's my sound sounding? How's my sound sounding? Salute to the members, first and foremost. Salute to the genuine supporters. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody watching from behind the scenes. Salute to everybody who catch this on the replay. It's your host and your DJ. Holla. Sound good? Appreciate. We got Ming in the building. Bobby Ramos in the building. Only Facts is in the building. Red Jones is in the building. All right. Now, yesterday was a good discussion. I know I try to hold back my laughing because some of y'all comments just but some of them is true, but it be funny sometimes. But I be trying to hold back my laughing because once I lose control, then it chat get out of control and everybody get out of control. But I do want to have fun. I do want to have fun, even though this is the serious page. But salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all for pulling up yesterday. Everybody that pulled up. Lazy days. What's going on? It was a good discussion. I learned a lot. So today I came up with another topic. Should a woman pay for the first date? Should a woman pay for the first date? Is the question. That's the question because we have gender equality. The whole feminist movement and things like that. So in the past it may have been a problem, for a woman to pay for the first date or even split the check and stuff like that. But some women feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Men, I don't know how men feel about that. Now, me personally, if I initiate the date, I'm planning to pay for the date. So if I ask a woman out on a date, I'm planning to pay for the date. But if she offers to take the check or split the check, I don't know how I might feel about that. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think in the comments? Nobody. And salute to everybody who hit the panel yesterday. I had to do the vertical was cool, but I'm doing the horizontal live because it was an issue dropping the link. You know what I'm saying? So Virgo Child, what's going on, Virgo Child? The ladies of iTalk is in the building. No, the woman should not pay for the first date. Sorry. I hear that. So what y'all think about this? Ladies of iTalk said nope. The woman shouldn't pay for the first date. And why do you say that? Why do you say that? So I think she should not pay for the first date. Okay. So Virgo Child said nope. So why do you think the woman shouldn't pay for the first date? I have no problem taking my man on a date. Now, you know, that's different. Now, if you're in a relationship, that's different. But, oh, only facts. Hold on, let me see. When I did date, I would insist on paying my half of the bill. Okay, so OnlyFacts says she would insist on paying her half of the bill. Men need to be men. Well, but you know, and you know the feminist movement. Some women feel like, you know, and you know that's part of the reason I always thought traditionally a man is supposed to pay for the first date, especially if he asks a woman out on a date. Henny, what's going on? First, he asks me on a date, then he can't pay. Now, I'm not saying if the man can't pay. Like Only Fact says, she insists on paying for half of the bill, cause I guess some females feel like oh, you got more. Wait, hold on. For first, wait, hold on. For second, he should pay for the first two dates, and I'll pay for the third. But some men be weird, so I always would bring my own money and pay for. Okay, and yes, that's what I was just about to say. Some females feel like if a man take you on a date and he pays, he expects, um, he expects to be, get, have some relations, have some relations after the date. Same reason why men open doors and pump gas. Now I was talking about that, ladies. I was talking about that, ladies of iTalk, because I was asking was chivalry dead. Now I seen a YouTube video where the late some feminist ladies, they was like, oh, I don't need no man to hold the door for me. I could or open a door for me. I don't need a man to pull out my chair and stuff like that. So they don't want that, or they don't need that. And I was thinking in my mind, of course we know, of course, as a man, me personally, I can't speak for all men, but me personally, of course I know you can open your own door and pull out your own chair, because how you got out your house, how you sat down to eat. Of course I know you can. You don't need me to do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that I want to do, out of respect. That's how, that's what I was taught. But you know, things is changing. Things is changing. The reason for that, is because I don't want any expectations. Right, right. Your comment ain't showing or something. My what? Are you talking to me, man? He can expect whatever he wants. However, that's not the case. Right, right. And ladies, if you feel like that, right? Just say that before you accept the date. Just tell a man, listen, just because we going out don't mean that anything's gonna happen at the end of the night or at the end of the date. Just say that in the beginning of the date. So if he was trying to take you out, just for to have relations with you, then he'll be like, all right, never mind, or he'll still go on a date, but he'll know that ain't not happening. Even if you want it to happen or not, because you never know what happens, but it's not dead. When a man wants, he will. I'm done. I mean, not done. I'm done. My bad. I was reading the comment and responding at the same time. But like I said, if a man, opens the door for you, or offers to carry your bags, or pull out your chair, or open your car door, it's not I don't think, me personally, I just do it because I think that's the gentleman thing to do. That's what that's what I was taught, how I was raised and stuff like that. But I don't expect you to give me nothing in return, like, or maybe a thank you, you appreciate it, but besides that, no, not really. I don't expect, you know, I'll hold the door, but I ain't putting out no chair. That's listen. I hear you, man. You ain't pulling out, so you ain't pulling out no chairs. If you ask a female on a date and stuff like that, it's cool. If I want to give him some, then I will without. Right. That is a fact. That is a fact. If you want to give him some, you'll give him some with or without dinner, or a date. That's the problem. People need to talk and have conversations over the phone prior to the date. Yes. Communication is the key. Communication is the key. Well, don't mind Ming. He probably, that's not how he was raised or taught. Everybody, they didn't come up like that. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you ladies. I do that for my mama. I open the door, I pull out the chair, I open the car door, I do all of that type of stuff, because, that's, you know, how, like I said, that's how I was raised. Like when I was a kid, if I would do that, like even when I was a young kid, and I learned, this is what you do for the ladies and stuff like that. I would help ladies with the bags and all that, and I always was loved for that in the neighborhood. Even when I was up to no good, the older ladies would always cover for me, vouch for me. That's a good, he's a good boy, like, because I always did that. I'll help with the bags. I'll hold the door. Like, say we in front of the building, everybody in front of the building, and the lady's walking in, and she got bags, and she can't get her her keys and all, and she might be a little scared. There's a bunch of dudes in front of the building, so I always ask if they need help. I say hello. Open the door. You feel what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yeah, ever since I was a kid, and I did that, lady, it was always appreciated. Oh, like you a little gentleman and stuff like that. You feel me? But that's just me. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. Yo, sir, Mike. It's getting spooky over here a little. It's getting a little spooky, man. So yeah, but yeah, personally, me, I don't feel like, now if a woman offers to pay on the first date, I'm not um I'm not gonna accept it. But now, if the woman orders, some women order, or they over order, like they just going on a date to use you. Some women are like that, so they ordering food for their kids. They want a doggy, pack up a plate for they pet, for their dog or for their cat or something. They want to, you know, you know. And a new thing is, some women be like, if they got kids, you got to pay for my babysitter. You got to pay for the babysitter if you want to take me out, like, stuff like that. If you over ordering and you just going crazy and stuff like that, yeah. If I see you trying to take advantage and stuff, like, yeah, listen, you gonna have to pay for your stuff. You trying to take advantage. You feel what I'm saying? But besides that, nah, I'm not letting a woman pay. You know, especially if I ask her out on a date. Yeah, it's crazy. But ladies, I'll say this. You know, like you said, there's some men out there who are a certain type of way. So always have your own money, just in case he start acting up. You could pay your half and get up out of there. You always, and I was always taught, always have a way to get home. Don't never depend on nobody to take you home and stuff like that. Always. So if you don't have enough money or you don't have a way to get home, don't go. If you gotta depend on somebody to get you home. No, that's ridiculous. You need to. Right. Yeah, some ladies say that. Some ladies say you gotta pay for my babysitter and all that. Like, yeah. Times has changed. Times has changed. You always have your own money. Yeah. Yep. 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 That's true. That's true. Always have a way to get home. I'm like that. I'll leave when I want to leave. Like if I'm with somebody, I'm gonna find my way home. Like I'm gonna get myself home. Like I don't care if we are in a whole nother state. If we somewhere, listen, I'm gonna find. If I'm ready to leave, I'm out of there. Yeah. Because you know, when I was younger and stuff like that, I've been in situations where you go somewhere with somebody, and then you don't have no way to get home, and you know they get into something you ain't trying to get into and stuff like that. So yeah, I was always taught, you know, always have a way. That's what I was taught when I got into that situation, and I finally made it home and was telling the story. I was told, listen, always have a way to get home. Will never depend on nobody. Bobby Johnson, what's going on, my brother? Yeah, but so I understand in that aspect if you want to offer to pay for the date, but you know some women feel like with all that to the side, some women feel like listen, I'm gonna have the check. I'm a boss B. You know what I'm saying? I'm a boss B. Listen, I got the check and all that. Trying to, you know. But I don't know about that. I'm kind of old school. I'm traditional in some, in certain ways. So I don't know about that. Listen, I'm gonna have to. I'm good. Appreciate the offer. You know what I'm saying? But some men will be like, you know what? All right, you got it. No doubt. So maybe some women don't, ain't doing that to show off. Maybe they doing it, I don't know, because they're trying to, show how much they rock with you or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But for the first date is the first impression. And they might throw that in your face later. Imagine y'all get together and stuff. Remember that first date? The first date is supposed to be the one to remember. You know what I'm saying? If you dating to be with somebody. Now, if you dating just to have, relations and all that, that's different. That's totally different. But if you dating to find a wife or a relationship, yeah, first impression always. You feel me? And I don't really date like if I'm trying to courting, I call that courting. If I'm trying to court a woman, I'll take her on dates and stuff. But I'm not really into dating. Like Atak said, you don't have to date to have relations. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to date to do that. Come over to the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school too. That's why I can't date anymore. People are nuts. Yeah. Yep. Only facts. I definitely feel you on that one. And people are different nowadays. Especially I guess these younger people, because you meeting online, like a lot of people meet online, like, and then they have breakups and everything is like it's like a reality show. That's why you got to be cautious of dating online and stuff, especially in these social media circles. You'll meet a female. So say you meet a female here on YouTube, and y'all get together, and then y'all have a breakup, and then now all y'all got YouTube friends, and you know what I'm saying. Y'all doing content. You're doing videos, response videos. Putting all the the what they call it, the tea or the dirt or whatever, putting it all out there. Everybody. People making reaction videos and. Yeah, it's scary nowadays. Netflix and chill. I'm done. It's scary nowadays. You could meet a female. You could meet a female outside, in real life. And, what y'all do, exchange numbers, exchange social medias. So now y'all exchange Instagram or Facebook. And then, you be like, oh, it didn't work out. I don't want to talk to this female no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be bothered with this now, but this person is now following you online. They following all your social medias. They, so now you gotta block them, and now they following your friends' friends. It's just too messy. Like if I meet a female in real life, I'd rather give her my number than my social media. And females, I'm pretty sure it's even scarier for y'all, because y'all can get stalkers. You could have met your stalker on social media. You ain't even know this person was stalking you all of this time and acting like they just met you out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all have a relationship, and then y'all have a breakup, and then you got a stalker that really knows you. Well, anyway, I'm getting off a topic. I'm about to get up out of here. This was a great discussion. I appreciate y'all, man. Salute to the members. Salute to the genuine supporters. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody watching from the back. Pause. And salute to everybody who catch this on a replay. It's your host and your DJ. Holla. Sexy J, what's going on, Sexy J?